Hello and welcome back. This is chapter first, three questions, and here we have the last passage from this chapter. So let's begin the explanation. Afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So the hermit keeps on answering, keeps on explaining the things to him. So he gave one example through some other situation, and this is a situation, second situation that he tries to answer him. So what he says, afterwards, when the man ran to us, that is, in the first situation was when the king came, that is, the king himself came to the hermit, and he took pity and did not go back. So that was the first situation. And this, in the second situation, what is said here in the second situation, or what happened in the second situation, that he cared, he took care, he attended to the wounded man or the bearded man. So that was the second situation. So through second situation is explaining the things. So afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. So he says that that was the most important time when you were caring for him, when you were looking after him, were taking care of him. That was the most important time for you, because if you had not dressed his wounds, why that was most important time? Because if you had not dressed his wounds, in that case he would have died without having made a peace with you. That is, he would die and he wouldn't be able to make peace with you. That is, he would not become a friend of yours. The current situation is that he is a good friend of yours, or he even says that he is a servant of yours. He would serve you till the last breath. So if you had not taken care of him, and if he had died, then in that case you could not have a friend. You could not have added one more friend. So that was the most important time. So he was the most important man. So he says he was the most important man. So that time you took care of him was the most important time, and the man was, because you took care of him, so he was the most important man, and what you did for him was the most important business, and what you did for him was the most important task. So according to the hermit, the time that you were taking care of him was the most important time, and the most important man was the wounded man, and the most important business was that you took care of him. That was the most important business. So remember, then there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. So he now comes to a conclusion. He comes to a point, certain point, and what he says, remember that the current time is the most important time. So your first question was, what is the most important time? And the hermit now says that the current time, the time that is running, is the most important time. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. And why is this the most important time? Because in this time only, in this situation only, in this period only, we have any power to act. That is, we can we can act, we can do something. We cannot do things in the past, we cannot do things in the future, but we can do things in the current time, the time that is running now. The most necessary person is the person you are with with at a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. And then he explains he explains who is the most important person. So what he says, the most important person is the person you are with at a particular time. Say for example, if at this current situation, at this point of time, I am with you, so you are the most important person for me, and for you, I'm the most important person. So the person you are with is the most important person, because no one knows what will happen in future. There is no guarantee what is going to happen in future. So the current time is the most important time, and the person that is with you is the most important person, because you cannot say whether you are going to meet the person in the future or whether you will meet anyone else in the future or not. No one knows that. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose alone, and the most important business is to do that person good. The person you are with is the most important person, and to do good to him is the most important business or most important work that you can do. You can do something good to a person to bring cheer, to bring happiness on his face is the most important business. So this is the passage, last passage, and hope you enjoyed the chapter, and I could explain you. Next day, you will have to come up with MCQ and fill-ups as per your roll number, as practiced in the class in the previous session, in the previous time. That is according to roll number. According to roll number, you had been given you had been distributed the sections of the chapter, that is fill up, word meaning, and MCQs. So according to your roll number, you will be coming up submitting your work. So next day I will check your work. You'll have to submit it here. So this is over for now. Thank you.